Hey everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Along with Piggy. Now we're over here where we ended the last episode, right near the iron farm, and it's not much of an iron farm yet because we have still got to finish off these boxes and start filling them up with villagers. Now, I didn't do the boxes up here yet because first we got to get the ones way down there. And what I'm going to have to do is build like a little hole all the way down, and we're going to push villagers over here and let them drop down in there. I got to go find out what the number was. I can't remember if it's 4 or 6, but you've got to have a certain amount of villagers in each box. Now there's 2 cells per side and 4 sides, so that's 8 cells, and there's 2 layers. So that's 16 boxes. It's got to have villagers in them. And if there's 5 or 6, I can't remember. Let's just say 5. That's easy to multiply. So what did I say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2. Piggy can't add, can he? There's 4 per cell. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. Oh, oh my gosh, my brain is fried right now. I can't even do simple math. But anyway, a lot of villagers. A ton of villagers. Way more villagers than we've got buried in the ground. So what we're going to have to do is build a villager farm. It's going to be a breeding farm that lets us take the villagers we have and make a whole bunch more. And that's good because in the future we're going to need those for other projects like stores and things that we want to trade with villagers. We're going to need to be able to make more villagers. So we're going to make a villager breeder. Now, I'm going to use a villager breeder design made by Unarybit, and I've got his video down in the description and up. If I can get my hand up there, I can't get my hand to stay put. It keeps moving. But up there in the corner, you know where it is. I'm going to have a link show up so you can go check out his video. And you can find out how he built the system. But I thought about it. I want to do the same thing I'm doing with the iron farm. Now, I know right now the iron farm is an eyesore. We knew going in that's the way it was going to be. It's going to be an eyesore. But I decided I'm going to come up with a cool idea for the villager farm. So what we're going to do, and I have to kind of figure out where I want to do this, but I want to put it somewhere kind of up in the sky, out over the water. It's going to be a thing up in the sky where the villagers get bred. And what we're going to do is we're going to do several things. One, we're going to make ourselves a nether portal so that we can be here and we can go inside the nether and quickly make our way up into the sky where the breeder is. Now, the other thing we're going to have to do is where the extra villagers come from, we're going to have to make a drop that goes down under the ground and brings it over to some point over here, like a rail system. So that way we can have our villagers and move them about to wherever we need to go. So the first thing I've started doing in this build, and I'll show you what I've been doing, a little work off camera. I have been collecting a bunch of wool, and we'll also have some different colors here. What I did was I went ahead and got some sheep from over there, that little mini sheep farm that I created a while back. Brought them over here and breeded a bunch of them. So we have got a ton of sheep here. So I'm just going around, a couple of hours I've been down here just collecting wool, just so we have enough wool to make this structure. Because this is going to be a little different. I'm trying something a little different here. The builds I've been doing in the past, they're all like cool looking buildings and stuff like that. And this is going to be a little more of a silly build. It's not really going to be functional, but it's going to be, it'll make sense. You just trust Piggy. Not the back of his head. But the face. See that face? Here. See that trustworthy face? How could you not trust the pig? You gotta trust him. He knows what he's doing. So, I'm going to get to collecting a bunch more wool. I'm going to go ahead and build the breeder off camera. That's why I'm giving you a link to the tutorial, so you can go figure out how I did it also. And once I've got the breeder up and running, it's going to take a little while for it to work because it takes a while for the villagers to start making more villagers. So while it is making more villagers, we can actually get to building the build that surrounds it. So I'm going to go ahead and collect some more of this. I'm going to get that farm built up in the sky. And then I'm going to meet you up there. And we're going to get to starting building on our whimsical little project. So I'll see you in just a second. Alright everybody. I got some crops growing because we're going to need crops to get the villagers to start breeding because they trade food back and forth. But I wanted to show you something really crazy. Okay, it's raining. Look at this. This one little spot, it's snowing. That is so crazy. Now, I bet it has to do with the fact of that, let's see, we are in extreme hills, and I'm at elevation 92. So I bet what it is when you're in extreme hills with an elevation of 92 or higher, it snows. But I just thought it was so funny that we've got like a little snow animation right there. Now, what I have done, just to give you an idea of the scope of things, look at that. I've got the breeder built up there, and I've got a minecart system going up, and that's about how big this build is going to be. Now, some more is going to jut out the front, just like that. Oop, make sure no creepers are being creepy. But I've got this minecart system set up all the way over to where we've had the villagers. The villagers, that's right. Those guys that have been buried underground for a very, very long time. They're finally going to get a breath of fresh air. Woohoo! I bet they're excited. So, what I did was I made like a little thing here. You know what? Let's go ahead and sleep. We'll make the rain go away. We're going to make it daytime. Because I have a... Yep, see? See Mr. Sneaky in the window? Mm-hmm. Just looking to start trouble. And maybe we can make the rain go away. Oh, cool. So, take care of him. That was weird. It was like the rain sound kept going for a little bit. Uh-oh. And these guys, yeah, this is what I've been really concerned about, is trying to move my villagers. He just wanted cocoa beans. But trying to move the villagers, but not letting them get killed. So I've got the little glass block so that a minecart can go in and pick one up, move out, and they won't get hurt through the glass block. And I've got this here to block off baby zombies from getting in there, because baby zombies will hurt them. But, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to put a minecart in and catch one of them, send him on his way, and send him up over there. Because, I don't know if you can see, but see how the track goes up to the very top? At the very tip top is where the first villager goes. Now, I'm not 100% certain how all this stuff works, just following the tutorial. And the tutorial that Unary bit was a really good tutorial. It just didn't explain some of the mechanics of why things work the way they do. But, you know, it's okay. As long as it works, that's what I'm looking for. We're just looking for results. So, I think we can make this work like this. Let's try. I'm going to put a minecart here. It should go down. Grab one. Woohoo! Go, man, go! You can do it! Oh my gosh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get myself another minecart. Oh no. Oh no, and I hope there are no bad guys waiting for him. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to go in here and craft myself a minecart real quick. And I'm going to ride it up to the top. And when I get up to the top, I'll bring you back. And I'm going to show you what he's doing up there. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to try to do with the rest of the villagers. And then we can get on to building the build. I think I'm going to do like a cool time lapse. Like camera count flying up in the sky. Push ourselves up here. Get going. There we go. We're going to get a camera count flying in the sky. Just watching us build. Because this is going to be a monster build. And once we get that build done, then I've got to work on the system that's going to let me take the villagers down. They're going to go down into a tunnel under the water. And we can bring them over here and finally get our iron farm online. So, and I'm almost up there. So maybe I should just keep talking. What do you think? Should we be adventurous? So, but yes, this thing is huge. And I have got to figure out a way to get rid of that lighting glitch. I'm thinking about putting some string under there. I don't know if string will force the game to update or keep that. Oh, I love this. It's just crazy. I do love this view, though. This is so cool way up here. And I almost want to tell you what this is going to be, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to make myself be patient. Oh, good. And he's up there. Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to ride up here and hop off at the right time. Oh, no. Well, see you later, minecart. So I'm going to have to block this off. Yes, you, mister. We'll fix that in a minute. I'll come back to it in a minute. So we're going to have him trapped up here. And we're going to put the rest of the villagers right in here. And that's the way the breeder's going to work. Now, right now, it's in a circular setup. So when they breed, they will come up, if I can get up here, they'll come up to this level, and they'll go back down in there. And they'll just keep going in circles over and over and over again. Because what that's going to do is it's going to let me build up. I think I'm looking for about 40 villagers in this cell. And once I get the 40 villagers, then it'll start making more, and we'll actually make use of them. Now, let me get over here. Now, as I get the build going, it'll start to make more sense what this thing is and why it's going to work the way it's going to work. But eventually, I'm going to open up this spot right here. It's going to be like a spout that pushes them out to this spot. And somewhere right over in here, down in there, that area is going to be a holding tank for the villagers, so that, we can just choose the ones we want to send, kind of like a sorting setup. And I think that's all there is to it. I just need to get the rest of the villagers up here, get them some food, so they will start making more villagers while we get to building the build. There we go. The stork finally finished. And some of y'all are probably like, Piggy, what is that about? I don't get it. The stork? Well, everybody wants to know where baby villagers come from. And everybody knows that it's a stork that brings the babies. So I thought it would be cool to build a stork. And nobody knows if villagers are boys or girls. So I made a basket out of pink and blue. So we're covering both bases. So that is going to be the build for today. But while building it, I ran into a bit of a problem. I kept collecting these crops and giving them to the villagers, and they wouldn't make any more villagers. So I got to searching around on a wiki and a few other things, asked a couple of my friends, and come to find out Mob griefing turned off makes it where villagers can't pick up crops and share it with each other. Now, I think it was in episode 2. I'll have a link up there in the corner up here so you can go watch it. But we were right over there inside the house, and we turned off mob griefing so that creepers wouldn't blow stuff up and endermen wouldn't move blocks. But we're going to have mob griefing on to get the villager breeder to work. So I think what I'm going to do, and we'll do this in the next episode, I'm going to make a command block setup inside there where I can toggle griefing on and off. That way we can get our little breeder thing to work up there. So, and the build for this went a little bit longer than I thought it would. So I haven't been able to get the villagers ready to move over to here. So, and check this out. This was crazy. I kept running by here and hearing zombies. There's a spawner right here. Like right here. I couldn't believe And check this out. We got us a name tag and okay, so 2 name tags and 3 saddles. So awesome. We got us some good loot. I just couldn't believe that I had spent all of last episode over here building this, and then most of this episode building this. And I had no idea that there was a spawner right here. That's so cool. But anyway, so I think we're going to call this quits for the end of this episode. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with an idea for your villager breeder. Make sure that you set it up far enough away from the iron farm where it's not going to mess with your doors. I think 85 blocks is the minimum you want to be away. And it has to be away because you use doors on your iron farm. You also use doors on your villager breeder. So go ahead and do that. Make you a cool build. And I want you to take pictures of it and send it to me on Twitter. And I'm going to tweet out as many of those as I can. Okay? Now, rule number 1. Do not worry. Do not concern yourself with if you think that your build is like epic or if it's just beginner. That's not the point of this show. The point of this show is all of us sharing each other's builds so we can see what each other one is, what we're doing. So don't judge yourself and thinking that, it's too simple. Go ahead, take a chance. And the second rule, you don't have to do this on computer. You can be on console like PlayStation or Xbox. You can be in Pocket Edition, and you can also do this in creative. You don't have to do it in survival like me. So, and I'm going to pop down here real quick because like I said, I always like to let you guys see what I'm doing. I don't want to just surprise you with a half-finished build or whatever. So, whoa, almost fell. So here we've come down into the bottom of the iron farm. Okay, now we did fall. And I've not filled this room yet with water because I have to get to over here. Here's what I've been working on. This is going to be like a holding tank for our villagers where we can come look and make sure everything's okay. And we can look in here and make sure that everything's okay with, making the iron golems. And I've just worked out like a pattern on the floor and ceiling around, and I've only gotten this one box built. So I think in the next episode what we're going to do is we're going to work on more of the boxes, and we're going to work on getting our villagers in here so we can start getting iron, because all this building, it needs to pay off. We need to get iron automated so we can move on to other things. So don't forget, make sure to light everything up, because zombies, they're bad. Come here, you. What? And didn't even drop anything. So I think I'm going to get to lighting up this area, and I'm going to get to figuring out how to get the command block to work. And I will see you guys in the next episode.